Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan is wee Alex Salmond again. Right in about it, doesn't pull his punches, doesn't miss an opportunity. Anytime he's got the opportunity to have a wee jab at the SNP, he's taking it. And I find it highly entertaining. And I have done for a few months now. It's quite good fun. So, today's story, this is in the STV website. Alex Salmond, SNP incompetence and power hindered the cause of independence. I've been saying the exact same thing myself for months, Alex. This SNP government not only ruined Scotland for Unionists, it also ruined the dreams of independence for nationalists. So I'm very, very glad that we have quite a public nationalist with quite a bit of knowledge in the subject actually agreeing with me. So, by the way, if you want to support the channel, you can become a member. You can subscribe, which is free. But even if you just click the thumbs up and you see some of the videos, it does wonders for the reach. So thanks for doing that, those who do. Anyway, back to Alex. Former First Minister says there is no way immediately for another independence referendum to be held. Well done, Alex. But the cult members of the independence movement might not like you, because when people are honest with them and tell them the truth, they tend to flip their lid, right? The SNP's incompetence in government has hindered the cause of Scottish independence, former party leader and ex-Scottish First Minister Alex Salmond has claimed. Salmond also said there is no way immediately for another referendum to be held, as he criticised his successor Nicola Sturgeon for her ill-fated kamikaze Supreme Court case on the issue. Do you know, I don't agree with Alex Salmond on a lot of things. I'm not going to say I'm a fan of Alex Salmond, right? I'm probably quite far from it. But some of his banter and some of his patter against the SNP over the last few months has been top-notch. Well done, Alex. My personal favourite was Burns Night. He was at a Burns supper. He asked to go and do a wee interview live on, I can't remember what channel it is, Top News or something. Buttered, right? Slaughtered them. Absolute chaos. Anyway, during Sturgeon's time as First Minister, the Scottish Government went to the Supreme Court to see if it could hold another ballot on the future of the Union without Westminster's consent. In November 2022, judges there unanimously ruled that the Scottish Parliament does not have the power to legislate for a referendum on Scottish independence. Salmond told the PA News Agency that Sturgeon's ill-fated, ill-starred kamikaze venture to the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom had been just ludicrous from start to finish. Asked if he saw a way a second vote on independence could be held, he said, no, not immediately. You're brave, I'll give you that, because a lot of people who want independence, and a lot of them are quite sensible and think, well, if we get it, it'd be nice, you know, but it doesn't define my life. But there are some that are just total cult members that they get up in the morning and we need independence, freedom, all that carry them, they ones, right? They'll hate that. Somebody tell them the truth. No, we can't have another referendum right now, right? The heads will be spinning like that, right? Because they're just like, don't get it. No. We want independence and we want a referendum now. No problem. How are you going to get that? I don't know. We'll just freedom, right? That mob, they'll be going nuts when they read this news. Anyway, he said the Scottish Government's performance in recent years had hindered independence. Totally agree with you there, Alex. Asked if devolution had helped or hindered the cause he has championed throughout his political career, Salmond said it helped independence when the SNP were a competent government. Oof! Obviously, it has hindered independence when the SNP became an incompetent government in more recent years. Bang, bang, bang. There's a couple of rapid for you right there, right? Wow. He left the SNP and, in the run-up to the 2021 Holyrood elections, launched the rival pro-independence Alba. Oh, sorry, Alba. Don't know how many A's are in it now. I used to think there was two, one at the end, one at the beginning. But the way they pronounce it now, there seems to be three Alba. Alba. So can I just call them Alba? It's easier for me. He said there was a litany of demonstrations of incompetence by his successors in government, citing delays to the construction of 2 new ferries to service lifeline routes to the islands of Scotland's west coast as one example. He said his former party had been diverted into the highways and byways of identity politics instead of worrying about health, education, housing, transport, finishing the A9 and so on. Aye, call it what it is, Alec. Now, I know a lot of people will have questions about Alex Salmond's integrity, right? And what he's done in the past, so it's a character he might have been. I get all that, right? I totally understand it. However, you cannot accuse him of not being completely honest and forthright over the last few months about Scottish politics, right? If I said these things, people would just go, that's just Big Craig being a unionist, right? Saying, I mean, I've been doing it for months. SNP, you've been shite. I've been saying, SNP, see if you just want to govern the country better than you are now, people, you might have a better chance of independence. People might listen to you, but you're not. You're absolutely rotten. You're terrible with health, education, housing, transport, and finishing roads and ferries, right? Now, Alex is saying the exact same. It is fantastic. Long may it continue. The 2014 vote on independence took place after the SNP, under Salmond's leadership, won an unprecedented majority in the 2011 Holyrood elections. The victory led to then UK Prime Minister David Cameron conceding a referendum could be held, with Scotland saying that during the election campaign he had thought his party was getting close to winning an overall majority. He recalled touring Scotland in the final days of the campaign, saying there were lots of activists, lots of waves. Salmond said, I thought at that point, if this lasted another week, we could have had an overall majority. I didn't realise we were at that level, but I knew we were getting close to it. Salmond attributed part of the success of that election to the SNP's second vote strategy, in which the party told Scots their second vote in the regional ballot should go to them to elect him as First Minister. He added it had been a campaign where everything went right. Salmond said some campaigns everything goes wrong. It happened to the SNP in the past, but that was a campaign where everything went right. Speaking as Holyrood approaches the 25th anniversary of its first sitting on May the 12th, Salmond said people across Scotland like to be able to see that the Parliament had achieved things that matter, that are meaningful to the people, such as free education and university. No longer an elected parliamentarian, he said that the Scottish Parliament was, at its best, and thought of the best, the more ambitious it was for the country. Meanwhile, he urged those still at Holyrood, keep your eye on the people's priorities, not the indulgences of politicians. The SNP has been contacted for comment. That's where they went, no, we're not saying nothing. Right, so, what a story. And I think he's brave, because a lot of the stuff that he said there will get to hump up some of the proper nutty cult independence wanters. Now, this is the thing I've said a lot, right? See the middle ground. There's people over here that will just vote independence regardless. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. As I've said before, the SNP could shite in their tea and tell them it's hot chocolate, and they'd thank them for doing it, right? These people, right? These people over here, like myself, would probably never vote SNP or for independence. But the ones that make the decision are, see these ones in the middle, which are potentially the largest group. And they quite like people being honest with them. And Alec has been completely honest with them, in my opinion here. However, that doesn't mean you're going to get independence. That's going to mean people are going to go, I don't know what, Alec's telling us the truth. But these nutty ones, these ones here, will completely despise what he's just said. You know? And so what he's saying is great, and he'll know that. He'll know the game he's playing here. But I think these politicians and the Alex Salmond question on both sides are getting too personal. He obviously hates the SNP for what they try to do to him, and the SNP hierarchy totally hate him, which was evident when Hamza Yousaf was willing to do a deal with Ash Reagan, and which could have kept him in power, and he got told, no son, you're not doing that. Out, right? And that wasn't because it was Ash Reagan, that wasn't because it was Alba, that is because Alba was formed by and ran by Alex Salmond. So it's getting quite personal, and I think it's getting personal in both ways, but as a unionist, I'll take a wee step back and just laugh, because it is hilarious. So if you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already done so, please consider subscribing, and as usual, get involved with the comments below. I'm actually going to go away from my normal here, where I normally say everybody except all these independence people have a great day. I'm going to change that a wee bit today. See the folk that are the nutty indie cult, doesn't matter if I'm not listening to anything other than independence and freedom, right? See them. See, unless you're them. And I include Alex Salmond today in saying, everybody else, including Alex Salmond, have a great day. Cheery bye now.